Aries, hello, Amanda here. Welcome to Unseen Hands Healing. This is going to be your August shift reading. So we're looking at the shape you are shifting out of this month, the shape you're shifting into, and what that shape shift looks and feels like. So before I get into cards, we're going to use the Next World Tarot for you this month. Aries, as I was sitting with your energy, I saw a really interesting image. I felt a flower, but specifically the center of the flower, and I saw it was very cartoon-like. The center of the flower sort of jumped up out of the flower and then dove back into the stem. And it dove like down into the bottom of the stem and then, bear with me, kind of licked its way up and out. It was like, I know it's weird, it's really specific, but it was like licking the inside of the stem as it made its way back up. And it was like in sort of a spiral motion, you know, like almost like a candy cane. And it was like licking the inside of the stem in order to make its way back up. And then it just like absolutely bloomed from the center of the flower. It was like, that's the thing. There was something about the center that needed to do this like deep dive, but it all felt really sensual. Obviously, you know, the imagery is incredibly sensual, incredibly sexual even. And also talking about this deep inner dive. So this could be very much an internal experience, sensual experience of the self in order to come back out and bloom where you can be seen. But it's like, it's interesting that it started out with this like leap up and out of the flower in order to dive back down in and then come back out and bloom in this more like settled way. And I should also say that the visuals, the colors in the visual that I saw, everything was really bright and like bombastic and vibrant. So it felt really, really good, whatever this is and however this ends up applying. So I'm excited to get into cards and see how we can elaborate on that for you. All right, so using this big old deck, I'm going to give it a couple shuffles, and then I'm going to ask, what is the shape that Aries is shifting out of in the month of August? August is a hot month, you know? It's a complicated month, it's a transitional month, but it's a hot month, and that really goes along with the image that I saw for you in the beginning. So, spreading the cards out on the table, I'm gonna pick one card for the shape Aries is shifting out of. Beautiful, we have the star. Lovely card. Okay. Shuffle again for the shape Aries is shifting into. What is the shape Aries is shifting into in the month of August? Aha, okay, interesting. Ten of Swords reversed. It's a good thing to see because, as you can see upright, the Ten of Swords is a complicated and somewhat painful energy that it seems like in the reverse you're moving out of. Let's see if we can get some more details. What does this shape shift look and feel like for Aries in August? Okay. Suspension, the Hanged One. The Chariot. The Hanged One did come out in reverse, so I wonder if that's significant. There's one more that wants to come out. It's definitely this one sticking straight up at me, the Magician. Wow. Aries, all this major arcana. Something major is going on for you here this month, my friend. Let me sit with this for a second and see what I can bring out for you. Okay, I'm getting a very specific message from the Ten of Swords in reverse that you are done with this kind of pain. There's some kind of, the Ten of Swords, it says ruin down here. And the Swords element talks about the mind. It talks about the power of our thoughts and the effect that the mind can have on the body specifically is what we're seeing here. The way this person is sort of like curled up in tension and anxiety that is coming from this mental energy here. I'm getting that this is done now because of all of this energy here. Even of the Hanged One coming out in reverse. Normally the Hanged One upright would say, okay, this is a time of suspension. This is a time to kind of sit on it and let it come to you, a moment of limbo, of letting things hang in the balance. But coming out in reverse, it very well could be time to begin looking up, to begin sort of making your way out of this kind of painful energy where the mind affects the body in this specific kind of way. And I say that it's time to come out of that and it's time to move because the next card out is the Chariot and the card after that is the Magician. And these are very much action-oriented cards. The Chariot, look at this person. Ready to go. It's like I got my horses, my elephants here to pull my chariot. I've got everything I need right here. There's a real confident energy in this chariot and it's just like, this is who I am now and it's time to move forward. And the Magician is indeed facing forward. All the tools at their disposal, basically ready to work is what it feels like to me. It's like the Magician is ready to get down to business. It's like the Chariot has pulled you up and out of this energy to get you where you need to be in order to get down to business now and to start working towards what it is that you really want to work towards, because the Magician is looking out at the future, and saying all of the work that I'm doing right now is working towards these future goals that I have in mind. And I have the power to have an effect on the future that I want. That's the energy of the Magician. The energy of the Magician is like, whereas this Hanged One, this suspension energy might say, okay, there are larger forces at work here that I may not be able to see or understand, but I have to trust that I'm being held in place for a reason. The Magician is like, no, I am empowered with my human will and all of the earthly tools at my disposal to make things happen for my future. It's like, it's very much a human experience of empowerment and the effect that we can have on our own lives as humans. So again, with the Hanged One in reverse, I think it is time for you to move forward. To move forward from whatever it is that has kept you perhaps pinned in place, dealing with some sort of mental, emotional energy that has maybe even affected you quite physically, to keep you in this energy of suspension. And what's really interesting too is the 10 can talk about an ending to a cycle. And with this suspension energy, this card in particular, I see almost like this person is sort of revolving in a circle. See that? It's like they're like spinning in midair. That spinning in midair time of your life, I believe, is coming to an end. And part of that seems to be very much your choosing. Part of that is very much you empowering yourself to be like, it's time for me to emotionally move on. And I'm going to do it because I cannot stay here any longer. I can feel all of the energy of my life calling me to move forward, calling me to put the pedal to the metal and get down to brass tacks and start doing the research that I need to do, doing the work I need to do, getting the education I need to get, whatever that is, to move forward with my life, to reach the goals that I'm trying to reach. It's like very specific in that way. Now, I'm looking over here at the star, and it's speaking to me specifically of this transformation from the caterpillar being in the cocoon phase, which of course is this hanged one energy that you may have been in. And, you know, I'm sure you hear about this caterpillar to butterfly metaphor quite often, but the caterpillar in the cocoon is a painful place to be. 10 of Swords, right? The caterpillar is essentially releasing enzymes to digest itself and break itself down into its most basic part. And that's absolutely this. It's like, this is energy of breaking yourself down into a most basic, to get, I think, really to the essence of who you are, which is interesting because, again, going back to that flower, the center wants to leap up out of its shape, dive down into the depths to get, I think, to the most basic essence before it can rest comfortably in itself. And that's this energy. So that's all of the cocoon phase. And then I think, Aries, you're ready. It's like you've grown new wings. And you're ready to move. You know, you're ready to fly. You're ready to begin to take action here. It's really, really nice. Very forward facing. That's what I see. It's like the past is in the past. I'm looking forward, and it's almost like with the Magician, I'm just seeing your hands very much at work. Not only are you looking forward and thinking forward, but I think you're actually like checking tasks off your list, and you're doing the things that you need to do to move yourself forward step by step, not just thinking about it, but actually doing it. That is very much an energy that's coming through here. Ooh, Aries, I'm loving this so far. This is a really beautiful reading. I hope that it's been resonant for you so far. So we are going to take this. Oh, one more thing. I'm noticing about the suspension energy being in midair, and then it's almost like the star has a similar limbo. I'm just like, for some reason, I'm being shown the fact that the hanged one is suspended in midair, and then this energy is very much on the ground. And the star has one knee on the ground in this emotional energy of water and one knee up. There's sort of this, like, there is this limbo suspension energy of being in between places, you know, whether that's physical for you or emotional, whatever that is. And then the Chariot and the Magician very much have energy of feet firmly rooted in this new place. Again, that could be literal, or it could be more emotional, like a new place for you emotionally, maybe both. Firmly rooted, having the traction of the ground beneath you to move you forward, so that you can, again, like buckle down, hunker down a little bit. It's like this Magician character is in a study sesh, you know, like, okay, I have to study for this exam, or I have to like do this, carve out this chunk of time to really do some research on something that's going to move me forward. Or like, I have about 3 hours of work ahead of me. I need to sit here, and I got my coffee, and I'm going to buckle down and do it. Okay. That's very much the energy. But you had to get out of this energy of being in two places at once, or being in between, and then like feel firmly rooted in place before you can move forward. That's definitely something coming in. Okay, Aries. So I love this reading so far. Very interesting. We're going to take this into an extended reading now and pull some additional cards to get more clarity, to get more specific into this reading. So if it's been resonating with you so far and you'd like to see that extended, you can click the link in the description box below and that will take you over to Patreon. Patreon is a community that I've created for folks who like to follow my work, resonate with the way I read cards, and want to go deeper. If that sounds like you, head on over to Patreon, read the full description so you know how it works, and then you will get the extended reading for August. Okay. All right, Aries, thanks so much for joining me here. Take care. I'll talk to you soon. Sort of disorganized, very creative, but very sort of disorganized, swirling cloud of emotional creative energy into, all of these cups stacked in a row. Getting the organization and the focus, I'm noticing this triangle, like being very focused, getting the focus that you need, the direction that you need to get all of that energy organized within yourself. And that giving you the confidence to then pursue these desires of your heart with more focus and clarity. But the journey from that unfocused energy into that clarity and focus and direction comes through leaving something behind that I think you're very emotionally invested in, or you were.